Each week here on the Kickoff Show, we will tour the best games of the week. Our first stop this week is in Norman. Our look at Florida State is brought to you by Sprint Now. We have Jeff Power hanging out in Norman. Jeff?
Hey, John, what's going on? You know that BCS national title game you guys were talking about? You know who the offensive coordinator was for that Florida State team? Mark Richt. Of course, he's at Georgia now, but some of the Florida State fans coming up here were telling me that they didn't think his heart was totally into that game because of the fact that he was going to go coach the Bulldogs. Of course, now Jimbo Fisher, the head coach of Florida State, replacing Bobby Bowden. Of course, been here for 34 years, but Jimbo Fisher, he calls the offensive plays. He's a guru on that side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball, none other than Mark Stoops. Of course, the brother of Bob Stoops. And you know, Bob says, I'd rather play my brother a little later on in the year.
The only time you want to play your brother is the national championship game, because then one of you got to win. So that's a good thing. Other than that, it's never a good thing, and you just can't separate blood. It's just, but once we get to playing, you know, it's like you don't even know he's over there. You get to doing your thing, and I'm sure it'll be the same for him.
You know, Florida State was 108th in total defense last year, so certainly Mark's got his work cut out for him. But already this past week, only allowed 6 points to Samford last week and a big win there. But another key for Florida State, they're going to have to keep an eye on DeMarco Murray. Murray had a great game for Oklahoma last week, rushed for 218 yards on 35 carries in that 31-24 win over Utah State. As for OU, I think the key for them is stopping Florida State's quarterback. Christian Ponder had a great game last week, 4 touchdowns, already closing in on 5,000 yards passing for his career. He's a senior, does a good job with Florida State. As we'd mentioned, Landry Jones could use a better performance for Oklahoma as well. Had a couple of picks last week. Fans up here in Norman were kind of telling me they were not pleased with the game against Utah State. They expect much more from their team, especially their secondary, who got lit up last week and did only eke out that 31-24 victory. Guys, back to you in the studio.
All right, Jeff, we appreciate it very much. Yeah, the fans expect a lot in Norman, Oklahoma. After all, their team has won 31 in a row at home, Coach.